What's up, YouTube? Today I'm comparing the Ruger P-Series handguns to the newer SR series. Now, right off the bat, I'll go ahead and say yes, these calibers are not the same nor the size. That's not what this comparison is about. I just really want to point out a few differences between their older model and the newer model, which I think is just fantastic and really going to keep them alive in this new polymer handgun world. I guess I'm going to go ahead and just say, for the comparison, as far as the P-Series goes, I have the Ruger P-90 chambered in the 45 ACP, hammer fired, and the SR9C chambered in 9mm striker fire. The reason I want to make this video is basically just to say, hey, I have the old Rugers, I have the new Ruger. These old guns, well, I say old, I mean I've had this for 7 years, but we all know how much, even in the past 5 years, they've come with these new polymer handguns. And I will just be honest, I love this P-90, but it's, it almost feels sometimes like it's a dinosaur compared to what they are coming out with these days. It is a great gun, accurate, reliable, but I do favor these new SR series, and let's just get into a couple reasons why. First off, I'll just talk about the outside of the gun, really. It's just a really sleek gun. When you compare it to the P-Series, I mean, I'd say it's just a much more dehorned gun. Not a lot of stuff sticking out. I mean, the older guns have these massive slide stops compared to this, very small, sleek slide stop. And then these, they went with these old school auto decocker. I like it. I like the function of it. But again, it looks like this gun grew wings on the back of it. I just think they could have made that a little more slim in the profile. And the breakdown pin out here sticks out so far. I mean, this is just very thin gun to begin with, but just very smooth. The flush pin there. Just nothing sticking out really on it. And it's just a really cool looking gun. A couple things they made different. Well, they now have the lefty friendly magazine release. On both of these, the safety is ambidextrous. The mag release is new. Another thing I like is this back strap option they have given you now, where you can push this pin out of the back, slide that out and reverse it to give you a different grip. I personally like the one where it extends out a little. Another thing I can't really say, because I believe on the new P-Series they do have the accessory rail, but all the SR9s do come with that on it. This one I guess does not, but I believe when I looked at the newer P-Series, they all have them standard. Let's see what else. One thing I will say too is the magazine capacities. That's an issue in its own. Of course, people know with Ruger, but I really like, these are single stack versus what they did now is went with the double stack like the Glocks and XDs, and just the capacity is far superior. But when you look at a P-95, I believe they only hold 15 rounds, where an SR series 9mm full size holds 17, as well as this SR9C with the extension on it, which we're talking 2 bullets difference, but to some people that means a lot, and to me that means a lot even at the range. It's just that much less you have to load. So I think that's all. Well, you know, another thing I will want to mention is the sights on these things. They really give you the option with these SRs, the fully adjustable, which, you know, these ones aren't terrible, I'm not going to say that, but I'm not sure if the camera will pick it up. The sights on these SR, I really like the big dots. They went with 3 really big dots. Really easy to pick up when you just throw the gun up. These ones are a little smaller. They've never really been that big of a problem for me, but I really do like the bigger sights on that. With that said, though, this P-90 is probably the most accurate handgun. Well, I shouldn't say accurate. I shoot this gun better than any of my other handguns. But everybody knows that about those P-series. They were cheap, reliable, and very accurate for the money. What I think I want to do is go ahead and take these apart real quick, and just want to point a couple things out about the insides of these. They break down basically the same. I guess the knockdown pin or the takeout pin and the the P-90 stays connected to the frame, where as in this SR9C you actually pull it out, and the P-90 does break down a lot easier, faster I should say, not easier. We won't get into the slides much, you know, most of these handguns these days are the same, not to mention all the Rugers. This is what I want to point out. On these old P-series, well, even the newer P-series I believe too, the slide rides on these polymer rails, which are just part of the frame. And I don't know if I really like that all that much, although I've heard Ruger engineered it that way. The specs, you know, verify that it's not going to break, but, well, not never break. It's just a matter of when, and I've always been nervous about that with this firearm. Not my favorite style. I do love, with these SRs, the metal rails. I have a lot more confidence in the durability of this gun for that reason. I was never a fan of that when I noticed that when I bought the gun and took it apart, and that it rode on those polymer rails, but after I talked to some people and got some information on it, they say it's not a problem. It's designed for it and it can withstand the torture, I guess, of shooting a bullet over and over and over again. And I don't really know what else to talk about the difference on these. Having a little bit of trouble putting this back together. You know, it's hard to compare the triggers on these two. We're dealing with a firearm that can act as a double action after decocked, and then single action versus the striker fire. I do like how they went back with the Glock style trigger on these things. It's just got such a crisp break to it, very easy to shoot. I don't even know why I do this, but I'll show the trigger pulls. This one just, there's no back pressure, and then it just suddenly breaks. Has a lot of travel, a lot of give, and then just suddenly breaks right at the end there. It's an easy shooting gun, you know. I really don't know why I'm even doing this comparison, but I do like this just crisp trigger. I don't know if you noticed where it broke. It does not break all the way back. It's a very short pull, very crisp, and I love it. It's an easy shooter, I guess we'll say. The last thing I want to talk about is just the price. And this gun, I believe I paid about $400 for, again, 7 years ago. Wasn't the best deal, but it's been a great gun. You know, this gun, again, when I say reliability, I probably have 800-900 rounds through it. I don't shoot it as often as my other guns. I had one stovepipe on it, obviously, take a guess, Winchester white box. So I'm really just going to blame that one on the ammo. Other than that, the gun just shoots 100%. And as well as this one, I mean, this one I've not had a single issue with. I put a lot of different ammo through it. It's just great. I'm very, very happy with it. Again, when I'll talk about the prices, you know, these SR series guns, I mean, they are just remarkable for what you get for your buck. I mean, I paid $380 for this around Christmas. I have noticed they've gone up in price since, but compared to a Glock, I can get a Glock around here for, you know, your basic 1917s and 26s, you know, 40s, not 40s, but 40 caliber, about $4.99. So, which is what I was gonna get in my 9mm. When I saw this for $380, I mean, we're talking $120 difference, you know, for a Glock. And at the time, I was nervous about doing it, but I read a lot of stuff online about it, and I just cannot be happier. It is not a Glock, it's no H&K, it's not a SIG. It is a very reliable and very high quality built Ruger. I mean, that's another thing. You'd probably have to really shoot both of these and handle them and just know. You could just feel the quality difference in the two, and I think Ruger really stepped it up for the SR series. I probably won't be able to hear it on the camera, but even this P series, you can shake it and you can hear a little bit of rattle in the slide somewhere. But you know, this thing is it's just solid. That's all there is to say about it. Very solid firearm. You know, it's just great. A lot of people, they don't like this thumb safety. They don't like the loaded chamber indicator. You know, if that matters that much to you, go ahead and buy something else. But for me, it's really not a fashion show out there. This indicator doesn't bother me, nor does the extra safety. You know, I guess it's something that you either love or hate and have to get used to if this is the gun you want to own. Really don't know what else to say about these two guns. They're both, you know, excellent handguns. But when it comes down to it, this SR series is just far superior. Excellent handgun, excellent. I definitely put it up there quality-wise with my Glocks. A lot of people might argue that, but I doubt that they own one and could give me that argument. So anyways, I think I'm going to leave it at that, and I hope this was valuable to somebody. Take it easy.